More than 50 members of the World Trade Organization have signed an agreement to remove import tariffs on 201 information technology products. That marks the first major global tariff-cutting deal in 19 years. Consumers will now pay less for items such as GPS navigation systems, computers, and machine tools. Tariffs will be removed on trade worth $1.3 trillion, which is expected to give a $190 billion boost to the world economy. It is the first major agreement to come out of the World Trade Organization's Ministerial Conference underway this week in the Kenyan capital, Nairobi. In the meantime, delegates at the WTO conference are expected to burn the midnight oil tonight in attempts to agree on a date that export subsidies can be eliminated. Head of Kenyan delegation Karanja Kibicho expressed optimism that a deal would be reached despite the very little time remaining.
We will be here throughout the night, and we hope that by morning we will have very exciting news to report to you.
Veiled optimism by the Kenyan head of delegation that a deal, a Nairobi declaration, just might emerge from the 10th Ministerial Conference against all the odds. The outstanding matter of contention remains agriculture subsidies, 14 years since the discussions first kicked off in Doha.
At this stage, members are engaged in intensive negotiations to reach consensus on a number of issues, including a date for elimination of export subsidies in agriculture, an area that is of great importance to Kenya and member states.
Successes so far include the accession of Liberia and Afghanistan into the WTO, and an information technology agreement was signed Wednesday that eliminated tariffs on 65% of IT products. This essentially opened up trade on information technology products worth in excess of $1.3 trillion. There's also been a deal in the area of e-commerce. Negotiators agreed to maintain the current practice of not imposing customs duties on electronic transmissions until the next ministerial session in 2017. Beneficiaries of this include Kenya's M-Pesa. Negotiators also agreed to extend the transition period for granting patents in pharmaceutical products for least developed countries for another 17 years. This should allow poor countries to access cheap drugs.
The fourth agreement that has been reached is on flexible rules of origin for exports from LDCs. And of course, this is for promotion of exports from the LDCs, which will facilitate their integration into the international trading system.
The session has also seen Kenya join a growing list of nations that have ratified the Trade Facilitation Agreement. This aims to reduce barriers in international trade. The session concludes on Friday. Clementine Logan, CCTV.
All Thursday also saw the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development hold a panel discussion in Nairobi. Secretary General Dr. Muhisa Kitui urged African countries to prioritize areas of foreign direct investment during its heightened negotiations in global trade. Kitui said that while the continent has attracted significant investment in its commodities sector, it has also been among the worst hit by the slump in global commodity prices. He challenged African countries to develop their own competitiveness in order to command a bigger stake in global trade. Other panelists highlighted the importance of boosting intra-Africa trade and easing visa requirements across the continent.